Welcome to this episode of the Growthcast. It is me, Jackson Campbell, joined again with Dallas Pruitt for another extended cut deep dive podcast episode here on the Growthcast. We're pumped about it. I'm actually really excited on the topic that we're going to talk about today. Before I have Dallas introduce that topic, just a reminder to go ahead and rate, review, subscribe to the podcast, and share it with those that could benefit from it. We appreciate your support. We appreciate everybody sharing. We got a ton of feedback on our last extended cut episode, so we appreciate that. Continue to share. We're so appreciative of everybody that listens to the podcast.
Give us a follow too.
From it.
Give us a follow on Instagram. Even Jackson himself's getting a little more active. He's doubled down and he's on his own journey, figuring some things out. And Jackson Campbell, Dallas Pruitt, Tyler Devereaux, the Multifamily Mindset. Give us a follow. On Instagram is where we're most active, but you can find us on other places as well. You can find those handles in the description. You can find those handles in the description of the podcast. I threw them up there. So we're getting better at navigating these these internet ways of click and go. And so we're getting better, but go give us a follow.
Yes. Okay, Dallas, let's go ahead and introduce the topic today and what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, leadership. My favorite topic. Let's be honest, dude. You know me for how long now?
Quite
a while.
A couple years now,
if somebody asked me like, dude, what do you do? Or what is what's your favorite thing to talk about? And I would just say leadership. Everything I do comes back to leadership and not just leadership of others, not leading just others, but leading yourself. My dad, when I was a kid, dude, I remember he ingrained it in my brain and he said, Dallas, never be a follower, always be a leader. He drove it into my brain in everything. It wasn't just sports. I played a lot of sports, but it was everything. If I ever came home and I made a mistake and started to point a finger at well, I was just there and it was Brett and Sean and, they had this idea and he'd be like, no, that's not an excuse. You be a leader, tell them no. Why are you doing that? And I'm just grateful for my dad for driving it home. I had a question asked to me the other day at the gym. There's lots of people at the gym I go to that listen to the Growthcast. And there was a specific episode and somebody came over and was like, dude, I really enjoyed this episode. I had a question for you. I said, okay. He said, leadership. Is it nature or is it nurture? Meaning can you teach leadership or do people just have it? And I'm like, that's a pretty loaded question. I was like, I'll be honest. I think there's both components for sure. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't teach what I teach and talk to what I talk to all the time. But in the same breath, I think there are those people out there, and Good to Great talks about these level 5 leaders that just the mission transcends self and they just dedicate everything to others and the mission. I think that level of leadership's really tough to teach. But everything else, I believe that there's a lot of nurture that can happen. Correct. Correct. So
that's an awesome question. No, dude, that's an awesome question. So today we're going to talk about leadership, and we're going to talk about five things specifically that you can do to become a better leader, and not only for the people around you, but for yourself as well. Me and Dallas talked a little bit before this episode, and we talked about the phrase of getting caught doing these things. Right? A lot of times we're thinking if someone was to walk in on us right now, what are we doing? What are we doing right now to become a better leader? Even when we're by ourselves, we're maybe getting ready to be with people. What are we doing at that time to prepare ourselves to become better leaders? So we've got 5 things here. Dallas, let's start off with that first one. That is responding correctly to adversity. Get caught responding correctly to adversity. Go ahead.
And we use the term get caught because what we want to drive home here is what Jackson just said, which is leadership is contagious. Leadership is contagious. So we use the phrase get caught. Consider getting caught. As a leader, you want to consider getting caught. Think about it that way. How am I getting caught? What do these things look like? And really, at the end of the day, it's actions speak a lot louder than words in terms of leadership. So getting caught responding effectively to adversity is one of the ways in which you should consider getting caught. And what I mean here is calm is contagious and so is crazy. So which side are you leaning to? How are you leading? Are you leading people down the right path? Are you leading people to success? Are you leading people to achieve more and be better? If you are, you're calm. Under extreme levels of adversity, you're calm, cool, collected. You're not crazy. You're not flying off the handle, right? Adversity is going to come. That's a sure thing when you sign up to do anything great and lead others and lead yourself. When you sign up to do that, you need to know that adversity is coming down the pipeline. Leaders, high quality, great leaders, when crap hits the fan, they themselves don't hit it as well. They stay calm. They stay cool. They stay collected. They stay organized, and they focus on forward action. They focus on moving the mission forward regardless. And they're able to do that because, again, they have their wits about them. They aren't getting outside of themselves, buying into all the craziness. When things get crazy, they stay internal. They're like, okay, that's right. Yeah. There's chaos going on outside. I'm going to quiet this white noise, and I'm going to stick to the thing. I've done my homework. I'm going to stick to the things that I know work, and I'm going to help everybody else jump on that ship, on that calm ship. So, get caught responding effectively to adversity. That's what great leaders do. And the way they do that, they stay calm.
Yeah. No, they set the tone for adversity. When adversity comes in, they set that tone of how everybody else is going to react to it and respond to that adversity, right? So as a leader, you have to have that calm, collected mentality always, whether that is chaos or whether there's just something that you're working on and there's a new project that you have to get after. You have to keep that cool, calm, collected presence for sure. No, that's Absolutely. Awesome. That's such a good point. Okay, next one was get caught reading books, listening to podcasts, and improving yourself.
Yeah. So watching videos, listening to podcasts, reading books. Look, when you're doing that, people who are watching you, they will learn that you as a person are they're already looking up to you, right? If you're leading out, they're already looking up to you. But once they see this and they see it regularly, they start to adopt the type of mentality, which is, whoa, this guy's not too good to not get better. Like this guy's humble. This guy still understands that he doesn't know it all. And he's focused on filling his cup, filling his font, learning more, adding to his tool belt. And again, you want that to be the contagion or the contagious factor, right? And so I look to the leaders that I follow, that I'm a part of. Tyler is this lifelong learner. He's a lifelong learner, man. And he talks about it often. Our organization, we read a book a month. Now, do we get through the entire book? Not everybody does. But the point here is we're constantly learning. We're constantly learning ways in which we can improve ourselves, our organization, right? As a parent, my wife's always referencing me to things. My wife's a prime example of leadership within this family of mine. Hey, Dal, here's this podcast it's called Simply on Purpose. It's a breakdown on how to just parent better and be a better dad. You should listen to this. It's like my wife is contagious. Yeah. Like the way she goes about her parenting
leadership
is very contagious. And it helps me. She doesn't just tell me. She shows by example and then makes a reference. It wasn't because she made a reference that I want to listen to it. It's because I see the impact it has on our kids, the way she carries herself, and the dedication she gives to those types of things. It makes me want to be better.
Yeah.
Not because she told me I need to be better.
No.
It makes me want to be better because leadership is contagious.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what I was just wanted to reiterate there at the end, is that if you're doing these things as a leader, the people you're leading, the people that are following you, are going to start doing this as well. And as a true leader, don't you want what's best for those people that you're lucky enough to lead out? Don't you want the best? Because that's what true leaders want, right? Is the best for the people that they're able to lead out.
Yep.
They have the opportunity to leave out. So make sure you're doing those things that are best for you, because like Dallas is saying, those things are going to rub off on those people around you, and that in effect is going to be what's best for them as well.
It's actually an important factor. I don't want you to skip over what you just said because it's really important. You do those things, those self-directed work, when it's anchored in the betterment of the whole, the others. And I say this all the time. That's where leadership transcends everything. Is it's, dude, you do this work, this self work, because
you want to be better. Yeah.
The others, because of the others.
Exactly, because you want to be better for the others. And in return, those others are going to become better because you're becoming better.
And Tyler talked about intentions of aligning, like making sure that your intentions are pure and in the right place. And that's the intention factor of this leadership piece. So what are your intentions with the things that you're doing? People feel your intentions, right? The world, karma, whatever it is, rewards intentions. And so when you do that self-work, when you do these things, you better gut check yourself about intentionality. Like, what are your intentions with this? Why are you doing this? And when you do that work and then follow through, I'm telling you, you start to reap even more rewards, and it really starts to take off for you because your intentions are where they need to be.
Yes. Yeah, it's so good. All right, moving on to the next one here. Get caught having one-on-one conversations with the sole purpose of building a better relationship.
Yeah, Jackson's really good at this.
Thanks, dude.
I could just flip this over. I could just flip this back to you and be like, yeah, tell us, Jackson. And he'd be able to riff because this guy is a king at this. But the reason it's important, and the reason I'm sure Jackson does what he does on purpose, is because people see the power through that type of conversation and relationship building. People see the power of building a connection so strong that it can bear the weight of truth, is what I have here, which is, look, as a leader, you're going to have hard conversations. You have to do hard things. And those people who it involves, if you have a true relationship with them, a loving relationship that's anchored in the right things, telling them the truth about the situation, sharing the truth of the situation is going to be, it still might be a hard conversation, but it's going to be so much easier. Because again, intentions, do you love that person? Yeah. Yes. Have they felt that? Yes. Okay. Well, then when I give this message, my hope is that they hear the message the right way. Yeah. And if you truly want to lead out at a high level, you're going to have a lot of hard conversations.
Yeah,
thus, totally you better be building some solid relationships so they can bear the weight of that truth.
Yeah. If I'm going to riff here for a second, I'm going to go off for a second here. One of the reasons why I love building relationships with people is simply because I love people. I love people. I love people from different walks of life with me. I think there's a lot to learn from people that are different than you. But that's a real driving force for me, is that I love people. So if you're a leader, you need to love the people that you're serving. You know what I mean? I don't build these relationships with people because I want them to listen to me every single word that I say. I don't build these relationships with people because I want to be able to correct them easily when it comes later down the road. No, I build relationships with these people because I love them, because that's my true intent, right? We all come to work every day, and you want to work around people that you love. You want to be with people that you love. It makes the work so much more intentional. It makes the work so much easier, and it makes it that much more motivating to continue to work hard when you're working for those people that are around you. Yes, it does make correction a lot easier when you have a great relationship with somebody, but those are brief moments. Those correction moments, those happen every once in a while. You know what I mean? But in that other gray space, when you're not making those corrections, how are those relationships with people? That's the day-to-day. That's the day in and day out that you're going to be working with people, setting metrics, making sure that people are getting their things done that they need to get done to help move the needle of the entire company, right? And the last thing I want to say about why I do this is because I want to be there for those people. I want them to know that I love them. I want them to know that if they have any problems, whether it's with work or in their home life or whatever it may be, that I'm there for them, that I've got them, that I've got their back. And I do that because I've had leaders that are like that. They're my boys. They're my homies. You know what I mean? They're just people that I really have really good relationships with. And because I have those really good relationships with them, it just makes the work so much easier. It makes it so much smoother. It makes it so much more purposeful and intent and with more intention, because those relationships are so strong and everybody's moving synergetically with each other. When everybody's, you know what I mean? It's not just you leading, it's everybody moving together and working as a unit. Does that make sense?
Yes. So powerful, so true. And I love how you put that, because if we wanted to simplify it even further, like you just said, leaders love. Get caught loving on others. And to take it one even step further, self-correction happens on the other person's end or team member's end of things when you're loving properly. When you're leading out with love, your team members will take a bullet for you, but they also start to self-police. And what I mean by that is, man, when that is such a strong factor, everybody wants to do better for everybody. Everybody wants to reciprocate that. Everybody wants to reciprocate that love. And again, and it really just boils down to, dude, you have to love people. If you want to be a leader, you have to love people, all types of people, not you can't be prejudiced on that. You have to literally, you have to literally have this anchor of love that when you look to somebody, you see them as
them.
And you see them as who they can become, for sure. You see their potential when you see them, but you love them for who they are
now.
And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We should probably dedicate a whole episode to this, but there's a lot of self-work that you have to figure out on your end to
be able to do that.
Yep.
Absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, I think we should do an episode on that, building relationships.
I'd love to.
And the importance of it. I think that would be awesome. Okay, let's bang through these last two things. Spending time with your family. Get caught spending time with your family. I'm going to take this one, Dal.
Yeah.
Yesterday, had the opportunity to go do some snorkeling with my family. My family's in town. My in-laws are in town. Some people may know, but my in-laws is actually Tyler's family. I'm married into Ty's family. That's how Ty and I got connected. So my cousin is Tyler's cousin. Anyway, we had some family here in town. And did we go and spend some time with our family? Sure. Were we getting our priorities done at work as well? Absolutely. Those crucial things that need to get done, we also got those things done while we were with our family. It was awesome. There was at one point where I walked up on Tyler and he's signing loan documents on his phone as we're getting ready to close on some more properties on the MFCP side. He's working while he's with his family. So and he really literally got caught by me spending time with his family as he was doing these important things and getting these important things done. One of the major motivators for Tyler is time with family. And as we work through and as we set these goals and set these metrics as a leader, we have to really fulfill on those goals that we set for ourselves and really do what we say is important for ourselves, if that makes sense. Tyler's always talking about how important it is to be with his family, but he always makes it a point to make sure to post about his family and talk about his family because they truly are the most important thing for him. Yeah. So spending time with your family, I couldn't agree more. That's going to make you a better leader.
Yeah. The saying is keep the main thing, and the main thing for Tyler and for you and for me is time with family. Main thing for a lot of our team members, a lot of our network, something we teach is family, dude. Time with family. It's a huge integral part of everybody's why and purpose. And so get caught keeping the main thing. If you want to lead, don't let those things be lip service. Fulfill on what it is you teach. Walk the walk.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, awesome. This last one. This is such a huge one when it comes to leadership. Get caught owning your mistakes and admitting when you don't know something. Go ahead.
Yeah. I really think about Jocko Willink and extreme ownership. Really, that's what comes to mind when we talk about this contagious factor of leadership is when you do this, the team you're leading out, the people around you see that it's important to take ownership and of your actions, all your actions. And they also see that it's important to show humility. And that's important because great leaders are humble. Great leaders they have this thick layer of humility. And don't get it twisted. Humility is confidence, right? Like confidence. We were just talking about this just barely, Jax. Like I have full confidence that if I have a gap or a void, I'm going to be able to figure it out and fill it. But I also because I have that confidence, I feel completely comfortable saying, hey, I don't know that answer right now. I have no clue. To be perfectly honest with you, I have no clue. But you know what? Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 days. And we'll get back and we will reconvene and we'll figure this stuff out. We will figure it out, whatever the answer is. And so, confidence is humility. Leaders are confident, thus they are humble. And that involves taking ownership of everything, your actions, and admitting when you're wrong or when you don't know something. Great leaders do that. They do it every single time they're given the opportunity to do it.
And I look at the leaders that I'm able to be led by, you, including yourself and Tyler. And this is one of the biggest things that I've been able to learn from Tyler and from you, is taking ownership when there is mistakes. Not only does it do all the things that Dallas just talked about, but as we talked about at the very beginning, leadership is contagious. If you take ownership for your problems and like the mistakes that you make, when mistakes happen within your department or within those people that you're able to lead out, they're going to take ownership. You're going to be able to identify very quickly where that issue was so that the correction can be made, right? It also creates a culture of it being okay to make mistakes. If your leader's making mistakes, it's okay to make mistakes. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. That's how you do things. And that's the kind of culture that you want to breed as a leader is let's take action. Let's work hard. Let's make mistakes and make corrections. So as you correct yourself and as you notice, hey, I messed up, I need to do this X, Y, Z better. That shows your team that, hey, if he can mess up and I'm being led by him, that means I can mess up and work hard and do these different things and implement and try different things to get better results. But even if they do flop and they don't work, Dallas did it. Tyler did it. So we're all just trying, as long as my intentions are to be able to move that needle forward, then that's another reason why leaders are humble and call out themselves when they make those mistakes, I believe.
Absolutely. And great culture is the byproduct of great leadership. And, if I could, again, coming back to this kind of to wrap it up, I'm so grateful that I had a pops that drove these things home with me, and I knew nothing about it. I just knew I needed to be a leader. And so what it did is it opened up this huge door and lit this fire of like, well, if you're going to be a leader, like, how do you even, like, what does it even mean? What does it even mean? And he showed me through action. He showed me by the way he carried himself. And my invite for everybody is, one, put a plan of action together to be a little more contagious by getting caught. Consider getting caught with the things you do. Literally just stop and think for a moment. If somebody filmed me for a day, what would it show? What would it show? If I put that on repeat to my kids, to my directors, to my executives, to my team members, wherever you land on the team scale or on the team dynamic, if somebody filmed that for a day, and then how contagious would you be? What direction would it lean? Would it lean to betterment and increase productivity, increase fulfillment, increase success? Or, man, would it be embarrassing? Would it decrease buy-in from the people that I'm supposedly helping? And if the answer is that, then you have some serious work to do. Either way, no matter what the answer is, try to identify an area where you can get better, because there is work to do no matter where you're at. But take it to that level. Take today's episode to that level. Picture yourself being filmed for a full day, being played on repeat from everybody who you're responsible for, and identify whatever those gaps and holes are and fix it, because there are people who rely on you. There are people who look to you every single day on so many different levels, and you deserve it, and they deserve it, that you do better work in these areas. And like it or not, you are contagious. Calm is contagious. Crazy is contagious. Dysfunction is contagious. All of it's contagious. Make sure that you are producing a good illness.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're producing something of high quality, so that contagious factor bleeds into everything.
So important. So important. It's such an interesting perspective. I love how you said, if you were to record your entire day and go back and watch it, would you be proud of what you did? Would you be proud of those things? And another better question to throw out there is, would you like to be your own leader? Meaning, would you like yourself if you were your leader? Which we should all be leading ourselves at all time. But that's what I'm trying to say is, take a different perspective of it. If you were being led by you, would you enjoy that? Would you like
that's
that?
a great perspective.
Would you be considered to be adding to the productivity and all these things that Dallas just talked about? It's such an important perspective to look at. Dallas, thank you so much for your time. I'm just going to review these 5 things really quick, and then we're going to wrap up.
Sounds great.
Get caught responding correctly to adversity. Get caught reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos to improve yourself. Get caught having one-on-one conversations with the sole purpose of building relationships. Get caught spending time with your family. And we can even modify that one to get caught spending time on your definite major purpose. What actually is your definite major purpose? Get caught spending time doing those things. And then the 5th and final one was get caught owning your mistakes and admitting when you don't know something. Such an important thing as a leader. All of these things are so important. My challenge to you would be, like Dallas said, take a back seat, take a different perspective of your day. Watch yourself and watch what you do and see if you're actually truly happy with those things. And then another challenge along those lines is pick one of these things that we've talked about today and work your hardest at it this next week to be find whatever you are in these 5 things that we talked about. Identify which one's the weakest, and next week work your hardest at making it your strongest. That's my challenge for everybody. So, Dallas, is there anything else you wanted to say as we wrap up here?
Leadership is contagious.
Yeah.
Keep it in check.
Yep.
I would say be contagious, but guess what? You are regardless. So decide what kind of person you want to be and make sure that you're producing that, because you are contagious.
Absolutely. Dallas, I appreciate you and your time, my man. Thank you so much for joining me again for another extended cut.
Thank you.
To everybody listening, don't forget to follow, rate, review, subscribe. I'm going to throw our links in the description of this episode as well. So if you want to follow us on our social medias, we'd love to have you follow us. Have a great rest of your day. And we'd love to follow you back, honestly, as well. I'll definitely give you a follow back.
Oh, for sure.
We appreciate you.
Unless you're contagious in a bad way, then I'll probably decline. But,
Yeah. Or unfollow down the road. Have a great rest of your day whenever you are listening to this. We appreciate you and your support. Take care, y'all.